Shalom, family. This is Sister Jael with the House of Soldiers Zedekiah, Cincinnati, Ohio camp. Today I will be showing you how to make a beautiful circle skirt using a 90-inch round tablecloth. So the first thing you would want to do is take your 90-inch round tablecloth and fold it into half twice. So this will give you 4 layers of fabric. And you will have 2 folds. As you can see, both of the folded edges are facing me. Just go ahead and align the material nicely, and then I will show you what to do next. So now you want to take that top corner where the 2 folds meet and grab you a piece of chalk or whatever you like to use to mark your fabric. Also grab your measuring tape or your ruler, and as you can see, I am starting at that corner and marking down 8 inches. You want to mark down this same number, which is the radius, all the way around that semicircle. So basically, in order to get that measurement, that radius, you want to take your hips, add 2 inches, and then divide it by 6.28. And this will give you your exact measurement needed, which is your radius to mark down along this area. Now that you have marked your radius, go ahead and connect those lines. And then we are going to go ahead and get ready to cut that out. Now that we have our semicircle cut, go ahead and take your elastic. I am using 3-inch wide elastic here. I do like to have an exposed elastic band on my circle skirts made from the tablecloth. And as you can see, I am going to go ahead and measure out my needed length for the waistband. Basically, I am taking my waist measurement and subtracting 2 inches from that. And that is where I will go ahead and mark and cut. Now that I have cut my elastic band, you will want to go ahead and match the 2 ends. Take that to your sewing machine and do a stitch about a 1/2 inch away from that edge. Now, as you can see, my stitch is very nice and clean. I did do a top stitch as well to hold down those 2 sides. You do have the option to go ahead and zigzag or to serge the elastic ends, but I typically don't. I don't worry about it fraying or unraveling or anything like that. So now what you want to do is go ahead and mark the 4 corners on your elastic. So as you can see, I just folded it in half on that seam, and I'm going to go ahead and mark that edge. I'm going to take it and mark the other side, and then as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and match up the 2 marks that I made so that it is aligned and centered. And then I'm going to go ahead and mark the other 2 edges. So again, as you can see, I have marked the 4 corners of my elastic, and we're basically going to do the same exact thing to the skirt part of the dress, or sorry, to the skirt part of the skirt. So I'm going to go ahead and mark the 4 corners. As you can see, those are my 2 folded edges. That would be considered corner 1 and corner 2. So I'm going to go ahead and mark those. Now you can see that I am marking that middle point. That is mark 3, and then if you flip it to the inside of that fold, that would be the 4th corner. that I will go ahead and mark on the skirt. So now go ahead and grab your elastic band, and the next step before we go ahead and sew this beautiful thing together is to match up the four corners of the elastic with the four corners of the skirt. You can pin them in place, and basically once you have everything pinned, you would go ahead and take that to your machine to sew. So be mindful here that when you are placing the elastic on your skirt, you want to make sure that you have the right sides matching or facing each other. So have the right sides facing each other. So basically that seam that we did, the back side of that elastic will be facing out when you're pinning right sides to right sides. So again, I'm just going to go ahead and go around and match up the four corners of the skirt with the four corners of the elastic band, pin it, and then we will go ahead and take that to the sewing machine. At the sewing table, and we are going to go ahead and sew that elastic band to the waist of our skirt. So basically I'm just getting everything arranged here. I'm going to have the elastic band facing down because it's going to make it easier when it comes to sewing. So I'm going to go ahead and place that under my presser foot. I like to match the edge of my fabric with the edge of my presser foot. I place my needle down into the fabric, and as you can see, I am stretching the elastic band in between the two marks that I made with the pins. So in between the four corners, you want to stretch the elastic as you sew. Now we have completed sewing our beautiful circle skirt. This is a maxi skirt. As you can see, I'm just showing you my stitch line. Now all you have to do is go ahead and flip that elastic band up. You can go ahead and do a top stitch right underneath that elastic to hold that raw edge in. And then that's pretty much it. I hope that you enjoy this tutorial. The reason why I'd like to use the circle skirt tablecloth or the circle tablecloth is because you don't have to hem the edges. It's already completed for you. And as you can see, we have this beautiful skirt completed. Now mind you, circle skirts do take a lot of yardage when it comes to the fringes. It's usually about 8 yards of fringe that you need. But I hope that you all enjoy. Shalom.